Greetings, my fellow freedom lovers and sovereign thinkers. This is LL3's newest podcast. My name is Craig, transmitting from the beautiful swampy mangrove of South Florida, and today's date is Wednesday, August 9th, 2017. Plus, I'm at CJ's Java Lounge, located at 400 Southwest 1st Avenue, Suite 1, along the New River of Fort Lauderdale, southwest section of the Andrews Avenue Bridge. Yeah, the cloak and dagger still continues on saying Trump's unfit, Trump's this, Trump's that. It's like this anti-Trump fetish. They're like trying to climax and they're failing. They're trying to do to get impotent. Well, you have always got to look at the bigger picture. Of course, even there's a claim to it. McAllister is an operative for George Soros. Well, I know one thing for sure, because even I did some homework on him by NewsBuds. Even Kirk Nemo was real critical of him. He's a big imperialistic stooge, and he may prove one thing: is McAllister a bend over bottom to New World Order? Anything is possible, but I never have high expectations for the man because we always see some shady things now and then. That's why you always got to pay attention, be vigilant, don't jump on the hoopla anti-Trump bandwagon. If you're going to be critical of him, have merit and don't be a parrot. Enough of that. I want to be really brief in this episode. So, couple just caught my eye. It may not take too long, but you know what? That's how it goes. First off, we're going to hit activistpost.com. It says here, UN war crimes prosecutor quits commission after unable to frame prosecute Assad. And the funny thing about it, they want to blame Russia. Let's just see what Brandon Tripavelli has to say about this. The International War Crimes Prosecutor has resigned from her position on the UN investigative panel into human rights abuses in Syria over her frustration regarding the perceived impotence of the Commission and the lack of ability to prosecute war criminals. Essentially, Carla Del Ponte has resigned because she and her panel have not been able to overcome Russian objections to framing Bashar al-Assad for crimes committed by America's terrorists. While admitting that Western-backed terrorists are made up mostly of extremists and that they have been guilty of war crimes, Lapani also peddled the disproven narrative that the Syrian government has used chemical weapons, that it is engaged in terrible crimes against humanity. Her remarks announcing her resignation. Lapani, who is 70 years old, also made her own bias against the Syrian government since the beginning of the crisis. She stated that when she was first appointed to the Independent Commission of Inquiry on Syria in 2012, the opposition members were the good ones, the government were the bad ones. Apparently, the woman so concerned with crimes against humanity was fine with opposition members randomly shooting civilians, raping women, slaughtering whole families and villages, and committing unspeakable acts against Syrian military soldiers and Syrian civilians. After all, she has considered them the good ones. Only when the Syrian military began fighting back in earnest did war crimes become a concern. Assad government is committing terrible crimes against humanity and using chemical weapons, and the opposition that is made up only extremists and terrorists anymore, she said. Zapani claims that the Security Council should have appointed a court similar to the ones for Rwanda and Yugoslavia, but decision to do so was vetoed by Russia. Zapani is clearly frustrated at the fact that the Russians have prevented the UN from condemning and prosecuting Assad for crimes he did not commit. Thus, she will be leaving her post in September, leaving only 2 members left in the commission. Oh, I find that hilarious. And you know what's great about it, my friends? I'm not trying to be saying pro-Assad or Assad sympathizer by any means. But one thing you gotta have is cognizance and have some meritability to say, yes, he is a war criminal. But the truth of the matter is, even with this whole sarin gas attacks and so forth on him, happened twice, was more of an inside job, has been proven twice, again, alright, that they have nothing against this man. Like I said before, I am not lovey-dovey with him or anyone in these political realms. However, you have to convince with some fair amount of evidence to start prosecuting and convict in good faith. So it really is something else when they want to go in and attack a country and say he's the bad guy. Please, yeah, they have their disputes in that country, and like I said, they're better off trying to handle this on their own without any outside interference. It was funny when ISIS came in, they said, "Oh yeah, it was all by Iranians." Come on, just look at the golden ridges on their flag, ISIS flag. Folks, you gotta, like I said, have to see things in the bigger picture. So I think this is hilarious to an extent, and be very sincere. The UN in general is nothing more than a new world order entity. So that's the reason why I'm getting a real big kick out of this. So you know what? Good. As far as I'm concerned, let the Syrian people decide their destiny, not what the world thinks. Alright, well, next one here came from Patrick Wood. It was out yesterday by Technocracy News. It's entitled, "The Mind of a Technocrat is Rooted in the Religion of Scientism." Scientism underlies both technocracy and transhumanism. The latter is to humanity as the former is to societies. Without scientism, neither could be explained or justified. Scientism was first clearly defined by the French philosopher Henri de Saint-Simon when he stated, "A scientist, my dear friend, is a man who foresees. It is because science provides the means to protect that is useful, and the scientists are superior to all other men." Unquote. I should say quote, maybe unquote. Saint-Simon is considered the father of technocracy that was later popularized and branded in the 1920s and 30s by such men as Frederick Taylor, M. King Hubbard, and Howard Scott. It is stated to equate scientism with science. True science explores the natural world using the scientific method of repeated experimentation and validation. By comparison, scientism is a speculation, medical-physical worldview about the nature and the reality of the universe and man's relation to it. Now you hear people in the background as the customer, employee, etiquette here. To a technocrat, he or she is a hammer, and every problem in the world is a nail. There is a problem in the universe that the technocrat cannot solve. Given enough time and resources, in the end, so the technocrat's solution will be the most efficient, balanced, and reasoned solution possible. There will be no dispute about it. Yes, the world revolves around him. In other words, the technocrat's solution always ends in the same position, that the science is settled and the discussion is pointless. Dissenters are dismissed as ignorant, stupid, and or mean-spirited deniers. It sounds like those global warning folks out there that are listening. "Oh yeah, you're a dissenter, you're an ignorant SOB, but they say so." It's like Al Gore telling to everyone, right? That's what I'm getting a big kick out. This is these mindset things, okay? Well, look at politicians going after Donald Trump, Chuck Schumer, Pinocchio himself, Insane McCain, but for the New World Order, Dianne Feinstein, a proud gyno that supports Nazi gun control laws. We can go on and on and on. Same mindset, different package. I will proceed. Robert Putnam wrote in 1977 that there are 6 defined characteristics of a technocrat. 1. All the above. The technocrat believes that technics must replace politics and define his own role in apolitical terms. He has great confidence in the possibility of something that solve the problems of society by a scientific approach. 2. The technocrat is skeptical and even hostile towards politicians and political institutions. Yes, the world revolves around him or her. 3. The technocratic is fundamentally unsympathetic to the openness and equality of political democracy. 4. The technocrat believes that social and political conflict is at best misguided and at worst contrived. Yes, it would be the new warlords, the gods, the goddesses. 5. The technocrat rejects ideological and moralistic criteria, preferring to debate and policy in practical, pragmatic terms. It sounds like Abraham Fox was the ADL, but she never had the courage to debate with Aaron Zellman from the late Aaron Zellman from the JPFO on gun controls, on malicious gun control and Judaism. 6. The Technocrat is strongly committed to technological progress and material productivity. He is less concerned about distributive questions of social justice. This is from the book The Elite Transformation in Advanced Industrial Societies, Comparative Political Studies. It's from pages, chapter 10 it looks like. Pages 285 through 87. Nothing has changed. When the economic system called technocracy was formulated in the 1930s, all the above was focused on solving the Great Depression and the impending failure of capitalism and free enterprise. But a lot of those folks know it was by your friends from the Federal Reserve. Yeah, those banksters, scumbags that they are. Their solution was the first attempt in the history of the world to create an alternative economic model using a scientific approach. By 1938, the Technocrats defined their own movement as a science of social engineering, scientific operation of the entire social mechanism to produce and distribute goods and services to the entire population, from the book The Technocrat, 1939. No, this was very far-reaching. I sought to control the entire social mechanism, the problem to make and distribute goods and the services to the entire population, the needed solution. Again, nothing has changed. This is exactly what the UN Sustainable Development Program seeks to do. St. Simon proposed that religious leadership of his day should be replaced by a priesthood of scientists and engineers who would interpret the oracle of science in order to make declarations to society on necessary human action. The science would be elevated to a state of unquestionable godhood and would be worshipped by his followers as led by his priesthood. A modern type of such a high priest would be Al Gore, who worships the god of global warming science. Good grief. He said, "Get that Lucky Luck the Third. He called me a bend over Bob to the New World Order down at Boca Raton, Florida, at Meisner Park." Yes, I said it with love as well. I know he heard me. The fifth column operating in the world today to subvert society is not comprised of socialists, communists, or fascists, but rather composed of technocrats. The socialists, communists, fascists, and other political actors who inadvertently or purposely help them are nothing more than useful idiots who will suddenly, one day soon, be thrown under the bus and destroyed. That's right, in other words, being used. Useful idiot observation is not speculative. Every revolution in history has sympathizers and operatives who met the same fate. Interesting there. Good little article. Hey, like I said, you got to look at everything in the bigger picture. Imagine global warming God. The god of global warming science, Al Gore, Alberto Gore. He was a senator of Tennessee, vice president with Billy Boyd, and a proud bend-over Bob to the New World Order, who supported NAFTA, GATT, the World Trade Organization, etc. To all you Gore supporters out there that don't have a clue, need to get a good smack upside the head of knowledge and history of this parasite. That's right, a parasite. And I don't give a damn if you tell them I said so. It doesn't bother me one bit. This is what the technocrat is, the technocracy really is. Good example, the TPP is a very fine example. And I can tell everyone out there, if you don't want to read The Technocrat, there's a good movie to check out. The original Rollerball with James Caan. I would recommend that because it is considered a technocratic society. Please rise for the corporate anthem. Trust me, it's a good movie, by the way. So that will be it. All right, my friends, as all, I thank everyone for listening. Plus, feel free to download and share throughout your social media networks. If you have any questions, comments, send something that's interesting you want to check out, whatever you do, please send your correspondence to Quorum. You can hit me on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, Tumblr, YouTube, Freedoms Network, Scene.life, Minds.com, FutureNet.club, or Patreon.com /Loki Luck III. If you want to be my patron, donor, supporter, that'd be great. In addition, you can email me at LokiLuck3@gmail.com, or to your cryptic ones, LokiLuck03@protonmail.com. All right, my friends, that's all for now. Once again, thank you for your time. But always remember that the maniacal resistance is healthy for the soul and can liberate humanity. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Keep on spreading love, and may your guardian spirits be with you.